Hi everyone, this is Queen Cleopatra, and you are watching the life of Queen Cleopatra. Yes, I'm back, and I've seen a lot of things is going on in the world, and yes, there's a lot of changes that will start happening that you will see. But today, what is really bothering me, I saw a video of the European Union, and God has been talking to me a lot about Africa. Although I'm the queen of this entire world, besides just Africa, I am the queen of Africa. And Africa is the first empire. I just want to warn the European Union. I do not care if you are an institution who is in power worldwide, because I want to ask all these powers one question. Who put you in power? The Illuminati decided that they were in power. Then they started all these organizations, and suddenly they are in power, and Africa is the target. So I just want to tell you, this is what God has told me. This will stop. You are no longer in power, because God is now in power, and God has put me in power on earth. And this is not a normal government which I am part of. This is God's government, and I'm basically a God above you. And God has given me a staff, and I will not be shy to use it. And that staff is the power of Moses. If God tells me to activate that staff against you, I will do it. So this is the warning to the European Union and to all these countries coming into Africa, stealing from Africa, because all I see is the UAE stealing from Africa, is America making deals to undermine Africa, who wants to benefit from Africa and tell African leaders what should happen. Listen, America, listen, Donald Trump, President Donald Trump. I do not even have to honor you, because God has had enough, and so have I. I'm the queen of Africa. Whether you acknowledge me or not, it's not my problem. Illuminati, whether you acknowledge me is not my problem. You will stop. You are no longer in power. You have been demoted. You've been taken out of power, so you are no longer in power. I am now in power. And this is what God has told me. This whole time I was gone, I was communing with God. Don't ask me how. I was communing with God. And this is my scepter, my new scepter. This is how it's going to be. Africa is not your breadbasket. European Union, America, UN. You are institutions that have decided yourselves that you are in power of the world. You are not in power of the world. You never were, because you are all white. It's white supremacy. Africa is black. You will no longer dominate over Africa, or you will see something from heaven that you have never seen. God told me that He will come down Himself. I don't know if you know godlike power. That is what I have. And if you try me, I will take my stuff and go to Europe myself, and you will see. This is why you see floods in Europe. This is why you see, even in China, and China is another one. This is why you see how hot Europe is becoming, is God's judgment, because you are coming into Africa and stealing what belongs to Africa. It is not yours. You are not the boss of Africa. You are not God's. I am a God. I've been initiated as a God. I'm not human. God initiated me as a God. And like I say, if you try me, you must see my godlike power. You will leave Africa alone, and I want to say this again. You have no business in Africa. You will take yourself out of Africa. And listen, European Union, I see that you are targeting President Traore. He is an African president. I anointed him as a king. You will keep your dirty hands off of him. Do you hear me? Otherwise, you will see something that you cannot explain. You will see something supernatural. Because this is now becoming a supernatural fight. Because you are now daring, you are no longer just daring African kings and queens. You are daring God, because Africa belongs to God. Before it even belongs to me, it belongs to God, and I am God's anointed. So if you want to see God's power transfused through me and displayed through me, you will see it. This white supremacy over Africa. Africa is not here to be violated by all of you, because everybody is now coming and running into Africa and taking its gold, taking its resources. The reason you do not have resources in your countries is because you are demon worshippers. You are worshipping the devil. This is why. The devil cannot bless your country with resources. Only God can do that. This is why you are being punished. Now, because you have lost your connection with God and Africa still has its connection, you want to come and violate what God has given Africa. If you see gold, and I see there's a mountain now of $13 trillion of gold, you better stay away from that mountain or I will use my staff. I will use my staff, and that day is not far where you will see something like when Moses made the sea in half. You will start seeing stuff like that, and I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I was a long time gone where God has empowered me. You will not play with me, and you will not play with Africa anymore. You will stay out of Africa and European Union. I am above you. I'm above all governments. God has given me that power. Nobody gave you any power. Illuminati, nobody gave you any power. God did not give you power. You took it. I demote you, Illuminati. I remove you as this power you've made yourself. You do not have the right anymore to tell Africa or any other country what to do. That is now on me. You need my seal. You need my number to operate from now on. And if you go against me, you will see something you've never seen. European Union, the UN, all these other countries, the UN, you are a hypocrite. You only sanction Africa when you see that when you want its natural resources. You are also dismantled. The European Union, you are also dismantled. We do not need you in Africa because you are white supremacists, all of you. And like I said, if you want to see God's power, you will see it. God has told me that if one of you tries something funny and if you do not stay out of Africa, He will activate my staff. My staff is inside there. The other day, He almost activated it. My staff is inside there. Things will start happening in your countries that you will not even believe. Those floods are nothing. So keep stepping to Africa. And President Donald Trump, leave Africa alone. I cannot help it if you are a demon worshipper. You have decided to do all those evil things and God's judgment is against you. You will answer for all the evil things you have done. All these members of the Illuminati who will answer for all the evil things you have done. God is very angry and He's pouring His wrath out against all of you. Only the people who is under my protection, who I give my seal, they are protected. They will not see God's judgment. All these countries. And Africa is one of them. Africa has my seal and I live in Africa. So if you want to see God's wrath, keep coming for Africa. You will start seeing something you've never seen. And not just your country, you individually. Later on, you will not even be able to sleep. Do not play with God's power. I have seen God's power. You will not even be able to sleep. You will become mad. You will get a disease. God told me to tell President Trump that you will get a disease, a skin-eating disease, because of all the evil that he's done and because he is not listening. He is not listening. And when I was there just now with God, I was in heaven. Don't ask me how, I was there. God has given me incredible power and He told me to come tell the earth, these presidents of the earth, He is watching you. You will no longer terrorize the weak and the innocent. And this forest, this red forest or whatever where the Illuminati is gathering, God will burn it to ash. You will no longer do rituals, is what God has said. Your ritual time is over. You will no longer use African children or innocent children from other countries, and it's usually vulnerable children that you use for your rituals. God is going to pour out His wrath on you, Illuminati. I am not afraid of you. He's going to pour out His wrath on you. Your time is done. Your time is done. You are outdated. And like I say, I am a God next to you. You will not play anymore. So this is my last warning to America, to China, to the UN and to the European Union. Stop intimidating Africa. I made another video where I told you, if you want to make deals with Africa and to all African presidents, the African president who dares go against my authority and makes deals, underhanded deals, where they sign away their countries or the natural resources without my permission. You need my seal, you need my permission, my number. You need that to make deals. And soon you will see you will no longer be able to make deals without it. Because I am the chosen one. I am God's messenger on earth. I am like God on earth. God has given me his power. Nobody else has that. And I will not even, what is the word? I will not tarry to call down the armies of heaven to deal with you. You will start seeing them live. You will start seeing them live. Because you chose your master. And I am serving God. Satan is not above God. And I'm not even afraid of him. He knows. He's not above God. The Illuminati power, your power comes from the devil. The devil is not above God. Even he has to go and ask God, may he do this or may he do that. This is why I don't fear Satan, because I know God's power is above him. So your redwood forest or whatever forest and these powers that you get, your powers have been stopped. You do not have power anymore. God has given me his power and his crown. I'm also in Revelation. Go and look. So this is your last warning, European Union, to stop interfering in Africa. President Traore is God's anointed. If you touch him, you will see very bad things will happen to you. Like I said, God did not choose the institution of the UN. He did not choose the institution of European Union. You made up these things yourself because you are the fallen angels. Yes. God has revealed to me, a lot of the white people, you are the fallen angels, especially those leaders. I don't know which ones specifically are the fallen angels, but there's a group there out of you that is the fallen angels, and the others have just the DNA of the fallen angels. This is why you attack Africa, because Africa was the worshippers of God. They were like the seraphim in heaven. And there is a fight between the seraphim and you, fallen angels. You do not have the power to go against me. This is why you don't even try. Because you know I am an angel. I'm a mix between the seraphim and the fallen, but God had chosen me. So if you try, you will see heaven answer you. European Union, God belongs to Africa. God has now put, these recent days, he put his seal in Africa. If you touch Africa, UAE as well, stop coming for Africa's wealth. Go on your knees and pray that God can bless your countries. It's because you disconnected yourself from God and turned your backs on God that you don't have resources. So this is my warning to all of you. Leave Africa alone, because you will see a word from heaven coming your way, and you cannot fight the climate. I've seen that there are some volcanoes also wanting to erupt in Europe, and I don't know wherever else, maybe in Asia. Those volcanoes will erupt, and do not play with God. God will burn down the offices of the European Union and the UN if you try him. And like I said, I've got the stuff. If God tells me to activate that stuff the way he told Moses, I will activate it. I will not even think twice. Leave Africa alone. Leave President Traore alone. He is God's anointed. God has put him there the same way. Okay, I'm above him because I'm God's direct messenger. I'm the voice of God, but I give him the power to stand in his place. You will not bring dysfunction in Africa anymore, and the AES, leave it alone. God said he put that organization there because he wants Africa to unite. And if you go against him, you will see him. I am just God's face. God has the power. God will just tell me, Queen Cleopatra, go there. And to all of you, I am Caesar. Yes. I know there was a time that I was telling you I'm looking for Caesar. Well, I am Caesar. God has anointed me as Caesar. So, let me demonstrate. When I do this, you remember Caesar? You are okay. But when I do this, you are not okay. So, take this. This is what I'm going to do now. European Union, down. The UN, down. China, down. America, down. other country, UAE, down. And any other country that dares to defy my authority or come against me, down. And you know exactly what happened in the past when Caesar said down. What happened? Very bad things happened to that person or entity who dare defy Caesar. Yes. I am Caesar right now. There is also a male Caesar that is supposed to come, but he's not here yet. He's not here yet. But I am Caesar right now. And anyway, even if the male Caesar comes, both of us will be Caesar. We will split the power. But right now, to you, I am Caesar. So if you defy me, you will pay for it. Whether you are President Donald Trump, whether you are the UAE, whether you are the European Union, whether you are whoever, you cannot stand up against God. And God has given me that power. Caesar was never a normal person. And yes, I am the first female Caesar. That is also historic. Yes, that is also historic. And then I'm Queen Cleopatra. Isn't that interesting? Go and think about it. So what I'm telling you is, stop intimidating Africa. Because I am the Queen of Africa. And the system has changed. The system has changed. The power dynamic has changed. Africa is now the first empowered like it was before. Africa is the cradle of humanity. And Europe, you will now answer to Africa. Do you hear me? The rest of the world, you will now answer to Africa because I am in Africa and I am Caesar. And if you dare come against me, doesn't matter who you are, my power is not a normal power. It is a spiritual power. And you know, I dreamt this long before when I was, I think, 20. I just didn't understand the dream. I dreamt that my head came out of the sea. And my head was so big, it was like the whole of the sea. It covered the whole of the sea. I just didn't understand what the dream meant until God anointed me as Caesar. So now you know that I am Caesar. Not Donald Trump, not anyone else. I am Caesar. And the male Caesar that is supposed to come, he will come later. He will get his power from me. Because I have the power of Caesar. And I will stay Caesar till the end of this time. And any business or anything, anyone that wants to trade, there will come a time when you will need my seal, when you will need my number. Yes. You will need my seal to trade. That time will still come. At this point, yes, I don't know, God will still deal with that. But my seal is the door that opens or closes. And my word is the last. If I tell you no, it is no. If I tell you yes, it is yes. And I'm telling you now, Africa is now the first empire. Africa is now the ruler of the entire world. And you will now follow Africa's regulations and God will start putting them in place. He has already sent armies of angels on the earth to enforce the new system. And I am the leader of that system. Okay. Because I am Caesar. Yes. Nobody else but me. So, if you do not obey, if you come against me, if you try to manipulate me, if you try to, in some other way, do anything against me, because I have God's power, you will be destroyed. Look at what I said to China the other day. Prime example. I told China that the climate, because of the abuse of the African babies that they showed on the videos on YouTube, I told them exactly what will happen to them. The climate will start turning against them they will start to lose economically, and that is not finished. They will lose economically. It's already started. And all those things have happened. I told them about the energy source, the sun, which they have now tried to sell to South Africa. Those things will not hold up. God will destroy it. And God has given me the power over the world right now. So any country or any institution that wants to be successful, you have to join me. You have to obey what I say. If you go against me, God will destroy you. And you will see it with your own eyes. Even the European Union, the UN, all of these institutions will be dismantled because you are not fair. You are not fair. The whole world wants to basically rape Africa. You want to violate Africa the way the colonialists came into Africa and violated the African women. Am I wrong? Look what happened to Sarki Bartman. That poor woman was violated by the Germans to I don't know what end. You will not do that to Africa. You will not do that to Africa. And plus, I'm not just the queen of Africa, I'm the queen of the entire world. God has given me the entire world into my hand. And you will see it. If you dare to come against my word, and I'm warning the European Union, if you dare go on with this, things will start getting very bad in Europe. Let alone the heat. The heat in Europe will increase so much that people will not be able to take it. That heat you have now, God told me, that is just the start. In the Bible it says people will be burnt to death by the sun. Go and read in Revelations. People will be burnt to death by the sun. And that is exactly what is happening now. Because of the disobedience, and like I said, I am basically God's, not really shadow, but his image on earth right now. So do not dare to defy me. And I'm in Africa. And I'm telling you, the rest of the world will be destroyed. Only Africa will stand. So all these European people, all the people, the rest of the people in the world, Africa is the cradle of humanity. And anyone, like I said in my other video, who tries to come against Africa, you will burn. Didn't I say that? Look what's happening now. You are all burning. So, and another thing, don't ever in your life dare to disrupt what I say or to hide it. You will do what God has instructed you to do. And whether you like it or not, I am Caesar. That means I'm the ruler of the entire world. So you will now do as I say, or you will be destroyed. And you will see it in the coming weeks. God will, he told me he's not going to play anymore. He's done playing with you. Because people disrespect him. They do not listen to him at all. And the churches that also do the satanic things, God is coming for you next. So this is my word. This is what God has told me to say. I'm Caesar, Queen Cleopatra, to you all from now on. And like I say, the system has changed. So you better start respecting Africa, because soon, not even just by what you are doing, climate will start wreaking havoc all over, and America is not far from that. Soon there will be floods in America and all these things, just like in other places. The only place that will be saved is Africa. You will see these things that really happen in Africa. If they happen on a very small scale, because God's hand is over Africa. But because the West has always come and violated Africa, they will be destroyed. And I can promise you, this is my prophecy to the world, only Africa will stand. Only Africa will stand. And Africa will become the first country in the world. Like America is, Africa is about to become the America of the world. Okay, that is what's happening. So if you dare, and Africa will grow stronger and stronger, not by its own power, by God's power. God is next to me. Wherever I sit, God is next to me. That is why I'm the queen of the entire world, because Africa is now a first world. And Europe and America and all these places, you've lied to us for long. You are poor. This is why you attack Africa, because if you had your own resources, you would not be attacking Africa. Now you want to come and attack President Traore because he's trying to rebuild, or he wants Africa to be the way it was before. Leave him alone. I'm warning you. You do not know what God told me. If you touch the head of President Traore, he is protected by a lot of armies of angels. You cannot see them. He's God's anointed. You will regret it. Stop manipulating him. Go and pray for your own countries. If you turn your back to evil and come back to God, your countries will all of a sudden just have resources again. This is why you don't have resources, because you have turned evil. So, I now put my scepter, this is my new scepter, against all those countries, and the European Union, the UN, America, China, UAE, all these countries, Ukraine, which is now trying to rape Africa. I put my scepter against you as an example, as a, what is this word? As a sign. And I show all the angels, Angel Michael, Angel Gabriel, all these angels, all these armies of angels, where they must go to destroy those countries. So I put my scepter against all those countries, which is coming against Africa. And you must remember, if you come against Africa, you're coming against me, because I'm the Queen of Africa. And if I tell you another place in the world, leave that place alone, that is my word. Whatever I say, I have the last word. God has given me that authority. So I'm warning you, all these countries, the European Union, the African Union, I forgot to talk about you. God is telling me to warn you. Do not bow to the European Union. God will bless you if you do not. But God will come against you if you do. Africa is very rich. You can clearly be paid from African soil. So stop selling out Africa. You are looking for nonsense African Union. Just like South Africa. South Africa, President Ramaphosa. Yes, and another thing with President Ramaphosa. Give back the money of the civil servants. I've told you that before. This is God's last warning to you. Give back the money of the civil servants of South Africa and Namibia. These are pensioners. They are old people. They worked in the apartheid era. And that money that you have stolen from them, you've stolen trillions from them. You should be arrested for it. You've stolen trillions from them. They are still waiting for that money. That is money that the apartheid era stole from them. They were never paid fully. Give that money back before you meet with God's wrath. President Ramaphosa. This is God's warning, last warning to you. And God will not just strike your country, He will strike you personally as well. And these presidents that are mafia, God will deal with you. So President Ramaphosa, God is about to deal with you the way He dealt with Nebuchadnezzar. Stop stealing from the pensioners. And also this message is to President of Namibia, President Ndaitwa. The deal we made with China, yes, it's very nice that China can give skills training to Namibia. Yeah, this, I think, I don't know how many billions you're getting from China, but one thing God has against you, stop the tribalism. Stop the tribalism in Namibia. Give to everybody fairly. The resources in Namibia does not belong to you. It belongs to God. Give fairly to Namibia, to all the Namibians, all the race groups. Give all the race groups skills training, because what usually happens with the skills training is only your tribe benefits. That will come to an end. And God is also saying you have enough resources to share with the public. Namibia only has a population of 3 million people. It's disgusting. And it is a damn shame that they have to struggle the way they struggle. Even some of these children, they don't have food. Namibia is not such a good example of governance as people think. Namibia is actually one of the most dictatorial governments that you can find, because it's a one-party state, and God will deal with that. God is going to start dealing with that, President Ndaitwa. that only your tribe benefits. We all know how Namibia works. Only your tribe benefits, and only they go to China to get skills training. Those things will come to an end, or you will face the wrath of God. Those things will come to an end. And yeah, many other things. And give the pensioners the $3,000 increase. It's a shame because it's nothing. Give the child grant, increase it to $700. What are you doing with the money, President Ndaitwa, President Ramaphosa? All you're doing is stealing. And God is not like a thief. And as Caesar, I order both of you to give what God has intended you to give. President Ramaphosa, give back the money of the civil servants. And President Ndaitwa Namibia, give the pensioners the $3,000 increase and push up the grant, the child grant, to $700. Or God will deal with both of you. God will deal with both of you. And like I said, like in the rest of the world, there are armies of angels watching. And God is now sending, I am also sending armies of angels to deal with these countries and these presidents. In Jesus' name. Amen. So I've spoken. Yes, I've spoken. I've done what God has told me. You now know who I am. So do as you know you are supposed to do. And I also don't understand what is wrong with these presidents. In the olden days, the president was the one who's supposed to have the better code of conduct. You are supposed to be righteous. You're supposed to do what God says. You're supposed to be godly. You're supposed to be the one who looks after the poor. But now you are the thief. You are stealing. You are mafia. God will deal with that persona. These type of presidents, you must be arrested. You must be taken out of your position, because to be a president is a luxury. And I will start dealing with that. So, Father, I've done what you've asked me. And I pray in your name that whatever you have said, that you will now bring judgment against those who do evil, and that you will bless those who listen to your word. In Jesus' name, amen. Caesar, Queen Cleopatra, that is me. So from now on, you will now start doing what God has said. God has now pushed up his standard. And yes, so you know everything now. And now, like I said, if you do not do what God asks, you will face judgment. This is all. Thank you.